So this is the new Ford Puma Gen E, and it completes the EV range when it comes to Ford's pipeline or timeline of what they're trying to produce or bring to the market in the electric vehicle segment. So this is a sub 30k car, and honestly, it packs a lot of punch, and it's got things like a good range, so it's very efficient. It's got also loads of space in here when it comes to the boot space and just how practical it is for a family hatchback. So generally, this is a good car, but we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about the design because it looks very similar to the standard Ford Puma, which isn't a bad thing. And it's just got subtle updates here and there that lets you know this is an electric car. Let's start with the design on the front. So over on the front, you notice straight away, we have that shield area. We have a lower spoiler as well. And this just allows it to cut through here better for better range and efficiency and performance as well. And also it houses some of the expensive components that's behind there. So things like your ADAS system would be right there for you. So no issues there at all. But straight away, the way you notice that this is the Gen E version, apart from the number plate with a green tab, it's basically that front shield area. Also, there's a frunk there as well. This is a 43 litres frunk, which is mostly useless, but you can put all your cables there, so charging cable there, so that way you save space in the back. So at least you know where things are stored and other equipment for safety and all that kind of stuff are stored in this area, which isn't too bad, but also not practical in terms of storing anything else in there. We move over to the side, we have this ST line styling. It's got that lower black cladding as well. This is the red color version. It's also available in yellow as well. The yellow looks bright and stylish actually. But here we are. And for the wheels, we have option for the 17-inch aero version, or on this one, which is the premium trim level. You can also get the 18-inch or 19-inch option, depending on what you prefer and what looks more stylish to you. But I definitely love this premium alloy styling on this particular version here. And then for the charging, it's on the left side of the car, which is same as the standard Ford Puma, so the ICE Ford Puma, and this supports 100 kilowatts DC charging. So you're talking around 23 minutes here or there for 10 to 80% charge, which isn't too bad at all. And you can also detach the cable via the button that's on there as well. Obviously, you won't be able to detach if the car's locked, so you're not going to come back to a car with no charger plugged in. Over onto the back, you'll also notice we have the unique lettering for the Gen E, so it's white. So if you see this on the road from the back, so that's another way to tell you apart from the Gen E and the ICE version. Then also, when we open the boot, we have a massive boot space here. So we have a standard flooring that's there as well. So it has a tiny lip, so not a lot. So it makes it easy to load and unload things into the vehicle. And then we've opened that boot floor, and then there's another 145 litres underneath here, which can basically fit a whole me in there. So when it comes to space in here, there's loads of space to store things in the boot. And you can still fold the seats down as well to store even more if you need to do so. So all this is really good. There's also a flap in the back as well for emergency charger release in case it gets stuck for whatever reason. So that's something else to bear in mind. And then we'll move on to the interior. Let's start with the back. We get loads of space in terms of what it is. I'm 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", and it fits me comfortably well. Although you would get a knee that's quite raised up high for long journeys, and also the knee room isn't that big, but it's enough. It's okay. So you can still fit people in the back with no issues there at all. But you have to bear in mind that knee height because you're kind of raised high, so you might become uncomfortable on longer journeys. Generally, the seating in terms of the material that's used in here looks very premium. I love the mixture of what feels like Alcantara or suede, but it actually isn't. But I like the stitching. I like the mixture of the leatherette that's used, or is it leather? I'm not actually sure. So I like the mixture. It looks really cool. And over in the front, it looks really cool as well. We get a dual level center console. We get wireless charging pad as well. I'm not actually sure what the charging speed is for this. And then if you look below the center console, you get your USB-C and a full USB-A charging port, and also your cigarette ports as well is still there. And then you get this gray contrast trim on this premium level. We have the new Sync 4 infotainment system as well. And then we can also have multicolor ambient lighting in here. We get a 12.8-inch infotainment display, so that's Sync 4, and 12-inch digital instrument cluster, which you can also modify as well and view different things. This will support wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And if we look on the driver's side, on the gear shifter, there's also L button for more region power, and there's 5G modem built into this as well for any reason why you might need that. There's 2 cup holders, bottle holders, which is nice. You get all this glossy area, which will attract fingerprint very easily and scratch easily as well. And then underneath the armrest, which also slides forwards and backwards, which is great, we get another cubby hole to store different things. So plenty of space all around. And we also get B&O sound system in this premium trim level, which all around really good. So that's pretty much it in terms of the interior and also the design of the car when you look at it. It looks very smart, it looks sharp. I like how it looks on the road as well. It's one of those cars that just looks very modest, but at the same time, it looks really cool. I like it. And it's packed with some tech here and there, like wireless charging, which is useful, and also USB-C charging ports all around the car, which I quite like. So let's talk about some of the issues or some of the things I don't like about the interior though. So first of all, if you look over that side on the left side, I'll put B-roll over this bit whilst I'm talking about it. So left side, there's no gap, but on the right side by the door, where the door meets this control area here, there's a little panel gap here, which I'm not sure why that is. So that's something that kind of put me off a little bit. Then we talk about this square core steering. I think it's a bit out of place when you look at the makeup of the rest of the car, because this is kind of oblong and just, it's kind of big and it just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. I would have just preferred, you know, just a circle steering. I don't know. It's just something that I'm not really comfortable with. Well, you get over it though. After a while, as you drive it more and more, you just get over that. It's nice and easy to use. And then we get the digital instrument cluster, which is nice and visible. I think one of the reasons why they said they included this steering in this shape is because it still gives you visibility of that instrument cluster. So you're not going to be looking up and down it, regardless of your sitting height or how you've adjusted your seat. You should be able to see that comfortably with no issues. Then we move over to this infotainment system. I think a lot of the stuff that you have to do here is all controlled on here. So there's still a button for different drive modes, which is cool. But you still then have to, you know, go over to the display to select different things as you might want to do. So you press that button, then you still have to go on the screen to select normal, eco, sports, or slippery mode. That's where you also control your one pedal drive option as well, so you can switch it on and off. There's also a proportion sound. So with that, you can have that fake exhaust noise in the car. If you like it or not, that's entirely up to you. That's just a matter of preference. Audio settings are there as well, so you can change things like your bass, treble, and stuff like that. There's apps available. And then you go in features. On features, you can change drive modes here as well. You got driver assistance option. So driver assistance is where you can see things like your lane departure, cruise control, traction control, etc. and etc. One of the things here is lane keeping system can be a bit annoying at times, and you can't turn it off at all. There's no option to turn it off, which is weird. I'm not sure if that's a normal thing and I'm just noticing it for the first time, but you won't be able to turn that off as well. And then you get the usual speed warning ding that goes off every now and then, but you have to turn that on and off completely every time you get inside of the car, so it resets itself. And then there's another thing here. This is quite slow. It's quite sluggish in the way that it works. It's not that reactive or responsive rather. So when you press anything and you're trying to operate it, it can become frustrating at times at how slow that operating system can be on here, which is a shame because it works so much smoother in the Marquee. And then while I'm here, actually, if you look at the headlights on the front, there's some nod here and there to the Marquee in terms of the design. And I forgot to mention that the front actually takes cue from the Marquee. When you look at the front, it looks like a shrunk version of it that's been shrunk down into the this car here, the Ford Puma Gen E. And then another thing here is the wireless charging here makes your phone quite hot, so bear that in mind. That's something else I realized that was on here. Collision warning can be too sensitive and jarring as well when you're driving. So sometimes I find myself slowing down behind a car and the car thinks an accident is about to happen and it just slams the brake and you end up feeling like, oh my God, what's going on? Sometimes when it happens, when you're not prepared, it can be a bit jarring. So that's something else that I noticed while I was driving out and about. The lane keep thing, the reason why I find it annoying is because sometimes it can become twitchy when it comes to the driving. It makes the driving twitchy on the road. So it would have been nice to be able to adjust that a little bit or turn it off or just make it better, make it smoother. And then when you get things like your energy recuperation as well, sometimes, you know, it's not as smooth the way it delivers that energy recuperation in terms of the braking. So when you take your foot for the one pedal drive, the whole car just goes like that. I get it, it's one pedal drive and you can use the brake, but it would have been nice to have a smoother adjustment to the change in speed. But that's basically some of the issues I had in terms of the tech and the interior. But otherwise, I think for a sub 30k car, you are getting a pretty cool package here for you. There's some plasticky bits here and there. You can tell where they've compromised on trying to keep the costs down. But other than that, I think it's you get what you pay for, basically. Ford is also launching their Ford's Power Promise, which means you get things like wall box and installation, 10,000 miles of charging credited to Octopus Energy account. You get 5 years service plan, including air cover, Blue Overcharge network. You also get towing assistance to the nearest charger or dealership if you run out of charge, and 24/7 Ask Ford digital assistance online. There's also dynamic charging capability with Octopus Energy, with intelligent Octopus Go, so smart energy tariff, and so much more. So there's a lot of extras that you can get with Ford's Power Promise. For the range, what you get depends on which trim level you go for. So you have the Ford Puma Gen E Select and the Premium. The Select starts from £29,995 and range combined, you're talking 233 miles WLTP. And for the Gen E Premium, it starts from £31,995 and range is 226 miles combined on the WLTP. They've also kept things simple, so besides the 2 trim levels, you only get 3 packs available, so Comfort Pack, Winter Pack, and ADAS Pack. And it just says exactly what it says on the tin. And you get 4 options as well. So in terms of the 19-inch alloys, you can get panoramic sunroof, you can get contrasting sunroof as well, and tow bar. But yeah, let's take you on the road and see what this feels like. What I can talk to you about the driving dynamics, because I've I've something to say on that in that area as well. Yeah. Let's take you on the road. Okay, now that we've turned off the speed warning stuff, because otherwise it will keep on just pinging throughout the drive. Let's talk about this car in terms of the driving dynamics and what it's capable of. So we're talking 165 brake horsepower here. We're talking 214 pound-per-foot torque. We have 0 to 62 in 8 seconds and top speed of 99 miles per hour. And the range is 233 miles on the WLTP. Although you can push it a bit further when it comes to urban driving, so it's city driving, you will get just a tad bit more. And when it comes to efficiency, this is something that this is really good at. It's very efficient on the road. Charging is very quick as well. You have 43 kilowatt hour battery combined with that 100 kilowatt DC charge. It means you can charge it up very quickly. One thing I love about this is, in comparison to its competitors, you are getting a bit more in terms of the range and the battery size as well. It's a smaller battery size compared to like the Market E or the ID3, etc. But this gives you a bit more range because it's a lot more efficient in the way they've designed it when it comes to the drag coefficient and all that kind of stuff. If there's anything I have to say about this, it's when it comes to the handling. The handling is not my favorite thing. There's a lot of steering input that is not just right for me in terms of the ratio. So when it comes to turning, so you might have your steering facing this way and the car is still kind of like that way. So there's a lot of input that you have to do to get what you want to do. And then there's a lot of torque steering as well. So the car can sort of veer towards different directions at times with that front wheel drive. But I think that might be partly to do with the lane departure stuff in terms of the safety. So I don't know if that's what's causing that to be more recognizable when you're driving it. And then another thing is you do have regen available here, but you can't even bump it up for that one pedal driving system. There's a little L button here that you can press. And once you press that, it's a lot stronger. But one thing I didn't like about that though is it's not very gradual in the way that it activates. So when you take your foot off, let me just put this on first, and you go forwards, take your foot off, it's that instant, so pumping a lot of energy back into that battery. But the issue there for me is it's not gradual. I'd love to have something that's a bit more gradual in the way that it works. So that's just my opinion in the driving experience. So you are getting a whole lot for your money here for that sub 30k. And when it comes to the competitors like the ID3, the Market E, you get in a battery size that offers longer range as well. You get plenty of space in here, which is fantastic. So overall package, I think they'll sell a lot of this. And I think they're still going to be selling the ICE car, which means you get options when you go to a Ford garage. And that power promise means you get a whole lot more as well for your money. So overall, decent package. And I think they've done really well here. And yeah, I think people will love it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you have any questions, drop them there as well. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.